Hello there, I hope you're all having a lovely Saturday so far and that you're excited for all the shows that we have tonight coming up, Eurovision related ones, or if there's something else you're gonna watch, I hope you enjoy that too. But we got Melodi Grand Prix and Benidorm Fest, the finals, tonight. And I want to make tier lists for my opinions on these songs before the finals actually happen and take place. So the first one we're going to start with in this video is Melody Grand Prix. We got 9 songs, and just kind of looking at the songs, I hope you can kind of identify the songs on the screen from these photos here. Just my casual first thoughts about this national final is that it's so great. I think all of these songs are really strong. There's not going to be anything in the not for me category, and a lot of the songs I think I will have to place really high up in the in the categories here. I'm only allowed to put one song in the top category though, because of course there can only be one winner, right? So, and I still haven't decided which one to go for. I know which two that I'm choosing between, but I haven't decided. And other than that, I haven't really thought about anything else of where to put anything. So we'll just see where everything pans out, I guess. But yeah, to tell me what your tier list would look like as well in the comments. You could do that before I put mine together and we can compare them, or you can do it afterwards, or whatever. It's up to you, you know. But I will start right here, right now, by taking the song, I think it's called Love Again by Skrillex, and putting it in the It's Alright category, because this is the only song I think in the national final here, in the final 9, that I'm not overly just really fond of. It's a song that I just tend to not really listen to that much. I've been looping the playlist for this final quite a lot of times actually to just kind of get into the songs, and I've been loving it every time. And this is the one that I just kind of feel like, oh yeah, that song, I heard that song, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it because it didn't have these outstanding moments. It's an enjoyable song for what it is, but it doesn't really grab my attention that much. And I think it's just within the context of all of these songs that it's up against, it doesn't really grab me. And I think that's not really a fault for the song on its own. It's more just a fault that it's a strong selection that it's participating in. I do, however, think that the performance of it was really great, so that lifts it up a little bit. I just kind of feel like I have to be harsher with the songs competing in this national final, so that not everything is just up in the great alternative category and nothing else. So you kind of have to, my standards are a bit flexible, I guess, when comparing the different countries and selections here. But this is the song that just kind of passes me by. When I see the performance, I'm enjoyed for, like, I get enjoyment for 3 minutes, but I think like once I've seen the next song or the next 2 songs, there's not really that much about this one that really sticks to my head still. I think the production sounds a bit on the older side. It's like kind of flirting a little bit with an older time, not like an old time period, but a bit back in time, maybe 10 years or so. Like the sound design and the instrumentation approach of music from a bit like in a nostalgic period, I guess. It's a nice melody, it's a nice hook, it has great energy throughout the song, but maybe just not that whole memorable impact songwriting wise, and maybe structure wise, not really the full package there either. So it's all right. It's actually enjoyable, but um, yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna be placing so many songs up high in the cap. You know what we're gonna do? I'm kind to Norway this year. I'm gonna start in the enjoyable category because this one is enjoyable for me, but it's just the least enjoyable out of these 9, I guess, for me personally. Um, Not really sure which one we're gonna go for next. I think I actually am sure, and you're probably gonna disagree with me already, but I'm just so fond of this selection that I'll have to put the song Honesty by Ulrike here as well. This is enjoyable for me. It's not really like, of course, I would consider this to be a great alternative for Norway because they would probably do really well with this. But if I were to just go from my own personal opinion of what songs I want to be in this collective Eurovision final, this wouldn't really be considered a great alternative by me because I don't really connect with it. And that's just entirely subjective. It's not anything wrong with the song in that sense. The song is great, it's well written, well arranged, beautifully sung, it's incredibly well sung, nicely staged, well performed, ticks every box, you know. But I don't feel the personal attachment to it. I think it's a bit on the slow side. I think that it's a bit by the books in how the song builds at certain sections. I like all of the inputs from the string arrangement that this song has, but I also feel like it's a bit chopped up. It doesn't really have that cohesive feeling to it. And even though you have an impressive vocal performance, there's a nice little mood in it, you really incorporate the strings in a creative manner, I just don't really get that, like the cohesive touch of the song, and just kind of get dragged into the whole atmosphere of it. I feel like it's taking me out of it a little bit at times, and I don't really feel like there's just a, what do you call it, like a pleasant flow throughout the song that I can just rely on. I feel like it's taking me in and out a little bit, and I don't really attach myself to any part of the song. I don't think the melody is that like memorable in that sense. It's a lot of just long notes, kind of intended for showing off a vocal, and I think that's just kind of the approach they've taken when they've written it. It's a vocal showcasing type of song, and I don't really click with that. Simple as that. Still really enjoyable. It's a great listening experience, but it's also one of those songs like the first one we talked about that I don't really pay too much attention to listening through the playlist. I think this one is elevated massively when you see it live, but as a studio cut, it's not really interesting to me, even though it has like nice inputs from strings and a good vocal performance. But other than that, the song on its own, songwriting wise, it's not really speaking to me, and that's just the way it is. No one can change anything about that, I think. So yeah, we'll put that one in there as well. What other songs should we put in enjoyable, and when should we move up to the great alternative? I'm not really sure. I think I'm a bit bad with names. I think it's called Not Meant to Be by Aline Thorpe or something like that. I'm terrible with names now. I've kind of forgotten. But this one is, it's actually really great. I like this song a lot, I really do. Every time I'll put on the playlist, I just really get into the groove of this one. I think the drumming is incredible. Love the way they staged it with the two drums going so symmetrical and in sync. It's a really nice touch visually as well. Great hook, lovely continuation of the chorus as well when the vocal elevates, and it kind of creates a fulfilling feeling, I guess. It's just a really well-written pop song. I'd love to hear it on the radio. I hope I get to hear it on the radio, to be honest. Sweden should take note and snap this song up and start playing it on the radio, because it's just a song that anyone could really just tag along to and really get interested in and just enjoy. I think it's a very easy song to just enjoy because it has a nice flow to it. There's energy in it. There are more intimate sections, but mostly it just relies on being a pop tune with energy, with very authentic drumming throughout, a great melody in the chorus that is actually quite memorable. It has like a rhythmic hits that are very impactful, and also this continuation in the chorus as well that just leaves me very satisfied listening to it. Yeah, I think it's a really enjoyable one. I think it's also a great alternative, but there are 6 other songs that I also consider great alternatives. I don't know, should I just start stacking that category with all of the songs? I feel that would look a bit dumb. I don't know. I'll keep it the way it is here, but you just kind of know in your head that I really, really like these songs, because I really do. This is the strongest national final that I can remember ever following. Not that I've heard all of the songs, but like the 9 that we have left, I don't think I've heard anything that I like so many of the songs from. Let's also talk about Queen of Kings, because this song is really, really great. You know, yeah, we'll do that. we'll do that. Should we also do... No, I don't click with this one that much. We'll keep it like this. Sorry for just messing around a lot. Queen of Kings, great melody, what a hook. It's just really memorable. I like the energy of it. I think this one would stand out more for me if there wasn't a song a bit similar to it that I like more. And I think, kind of just judging from what you see on the screen, I think you kind of figure out which one that is. But I like the melody of this one a lot. I like the delivery of the performance as well. It's very nicely staged, and just this whole kind of mysterious tone to it. There's a nice atmospheric touch to the song. It's a memorable chorus. It's one of those that you can go around humming for hours afterwards. It has a nice, like, constant flow of energy throughout the entire song. It's just whenever I listen to the playlist, this is one that just goes on and I just really enjoy it and I'm into it, and then I can just realize, like, oh, it's already over. I want to listen to more. I want it to continue. This song can keep going for 5 minutes and I wouldn't get bored of it because it's just so catchy, I'd say. And then you have the staging as well, and the live performance, which is just really well executed. And I think that would be a great alternative for Norway. I would not be upset. Like, the thing is that I wouldn't be upset whatever Norway ends up sending because I'm gonna like all of it. But of course, I have my preferences of what I'd rather prefer. Let's move on. Some more great alternatives. I'd like to put Geronimo up here. This is just so much fun. I really, really love this one. Like, songwriting wise, it's nothing too special. It's not that exciting or memorable or just kind of interesting in that sense. I wouldn't really sit down and analyze it from a musical perspective ever. But when you listen to it, it's just this type of song that you can just listen to over and over again and just really get dragged along. It's so sing-along friendly. It has such a infectious beat that just keeps going. It keeps pumping the energy. There's great variation with vocal styles throughout the song. There's some fast-paced, some intimate parts, and then some that are just sing-along friendly. There's a variation there, and it keeps the song feeling very alive all the way throughout the runtime. So it's a great, like, pop tune just as a song, but then you add the performance of just so much charisma, so much just chaotic impulses being showcased on stage. Great choreographies, great light shows, great how everything is in sync as well on stage. It's really well rehearsed and well executed on stage, and it just works so well with a song like this. It becomes a very enjoyable performance to watch and listen to and just take in and really enjoy. And I really, really love it. I would be thrilled if this ends up going to Eurovision, honestly. But there are other great choices as well, of course. And one of those I'd say is Masterpiece by Atle, and a last name that I've forgotten. But this one is beautiful. Whenever I listen to the studio cut of this one, I think that it's just really well written, well polished pop ballad, has a great sound to it, has a great instrumentation. It's kind of playfully arranged at parts, and just feels very purposeful throughout. Of course, the story behind the song is very tangible and hard hitting. But even the first time I heard the song, when I didn't really know anything about what it's about, it kind of hit me because it's staged so well. It's presented in such a hard-hitting manner. Like, the light show in this performance is beautiful, and his vocal delivery is really, really powerful and just kind of takes me aback when I listen to it. Combine that with a song that's so well written, well polished. I also think that it has a very hard-hitting drive for the choruses. Even though it's like more of a mellow pop ballad, at times you could really, like, at certain parts of the song, you really feel the drive in it, and how the instrumentation gets so grand and just kind of overwhelms me, at least, as a listener. And I think the vocal delivery works in sync with that as well. It's just a really hard-hitting song, very beautiful in that sense, and it has a great melody to it as well. Just that would also be a really, really great one to have represent Norway. And another one that would be really, really great is maybe I don't know. I haven't really seen a lot of hype about this, but Swing It with Prohibition. This is just right up my alley. I loved every second of this. This was by far, so far from all of the songs that I've listened to from all of the Eurovision national finals this year, this is the one that I've had most fun listening to and watching. Especially watching, I think. The performance just elevates it into a different level. The song on its own has so much energy, just this bouncy beat behind it, like this electro swing approach is just brilliant. I am always pretty weak for that. Then you have such a playful instrumental arrangement, how the different instruments are allowed to really shine throughout. They are played in a very like competent manner. You can really tell that the recording is done by absolute professionals who know exactly what they're doing, and they are so in sync with each other. You just listen to some of the bass walks within this song, and you just kind of get taken aback. Like, wow, they sound perfect. They're so on point. And then you throw in the small little trumpet segments that add a bunch of depth to the instrumental. There's the sax solo segments, both in the opening and later, I believe. Just great parts of making the song constantly be on the move and offer something new. And then you have a vocal performance, which I think is brilliant. I think it's a fantastic vocal delivery, even live. It's just so characteristic, full of like um, what do you call it, like full of identity, I guess. It's just one of these hooks as well from the chorus that I can go around humming, and then you have the scat parts with the dum dum da I think you get what I mean. It's just really really catchy, and it becomes an earworm really easily. At least for me, I'm the audience for this. Not that I listen to this music a lot, but whenever I hear it, and whenever I hear it well executed, I'm just floored by it, and I love it to bits. And just combine that with the performance that they put together here, the stage layout, the charisma on stage, the way they just exude joy and happiness makes me really happy to watch as well. I get so invested in this, and I have so much fun with it. I would probably, out of all of the songs, this is the one that I would be most like just wow excited to see represent Norway in Eurovision. Even though I have songs that I prefer over it, as you can see, there are two of them. This would be the one that I would just be so excited if it actually got chosen. But I don't think that it will. But it's still just really really cool that it's in the final, and I love it. I love the fact that it's allowed a place here, and the show they bring is just mind-blowingly entertaining for me. We have two songs left, and I can't choose. I love these two bits. I really do. What should we do? I think like the song that I've listened to the most from this selection is Ekko inni mig. I've listened to this so much, but the song that really hits me the hardest is this one right here. I want to put two winners, that if either of these wins, I will be so happy. Let's do it like this for this video, and then you can if you disagree and you think I choose the wrong one here out of these two, you can just think in your mind that I did it the other way. Let's put Ekko inni mig as a great alternative. This song is so much fun. It has such a great production quality to it. Love the vocal chopped hook that I got a bit like, what do you call it, questioning, or I started wondering a little bit, because there were some rumors that you're not allowed to use the female vocal segment in Eurovision, like the way that it's recorded here, because it has to be live. But I just feel like it's a processed female vocal that's chopped up. Surely that should be allowed to be used because it's part of the instrumental. I'm really confused on this part. Maybe you're more read up on this than I am, but I think forcing this song to incorporate an actual live vocal for the section that's so digitally processed that it's basically become its own instrument, I think that would be really that would be a shame, because it would probably lower the quality of of the delivery of the song by a lot, because it needs that kind of impact of this unique sound to the song, because it's not just a vocal. This is an instrument in the song. And of course, like all vocals are instruments you could consider. But in this case, it's been processed and sound designed into the song to sound this specific way. It's the same thing as you would use the guitars or the drums. Like, they're designed to sound a specific way in the soundstage of the production of this. So I'm a bit. I would be really confused if they weren't allowed to keep it the way that it is. Regardless, should we talk about the song, because it's pretty great? I'd say I think it's incredibly memorable. Has a great hook. Love the variation in the chorus as well, like, or in the drop section, if you want to call it that. How the female vocal, like the chopped vocal hook with processing, how that then goes over into Jonne here, or Jonne, or how when he sings it, it becomes the same melody, but it has two different approaches in it, and it really showcases the kind of variation in even just this isolated section of the song. It also has a great way of building into this chorus. I think it's using cutoff filters really effectively. It has a nice atmosphere and ambience throughout the entire runtime of the song, where it's really using suspense in a very effective manner, I think. And it's also brilliantly performed, I'd say. Nice stage layout, nice performance altogether. I'm just really floored by it, and this hook, it can just keep going and going and going in my head, day in, day out, and I can't get enough of it. Yeah, that would be a great alternative, and I would like to see it win, but I would also like to see another song win. This one hits me. It's so beautiful. I've forgotten her name. I think her name is Elsie Bay? I might be completely confused, but I think that's her name. Sorry about that, but I listen to the song a lot, and I'm really bad at remembering names. But this song has been repeated quite a lot by me, because this is a song that I think utilizes suspense in a very effective manner. It also utilizes storytelling by taking the listener on different turns throughout, which I think it does really effectively. The first time I heard this, I was just more confused, like, because the verse is in one key, and then you lift when you reach the chorus, you move up to the minor third of the first key. So it's like a key change to the first chorus. When you go back into the verse, you go back to the original key, and every time you reach this chorus, you make a key change for this chorus, which is just kind of odd, the way you structure that. And the first time I listened to it, I felt like that's just really off-putting in a way, or maybe not off-putting, but I was kind of considering if I was thinking that it was off-putting. But right now, I just feel like it's brilliant, because it suits the style and the atmosphere of the song so well. It's like carefully written with that purpose of actually utilizing that kind of dramatic tone of the minor third elevation in the key, to really just kind of paint the story in a specific way to match that style. It's really kind of abstract in a way, I think, but it's really just intriguing and intelligent, I think, because it adds a layer of a certain tone within the song that I think would otherwise be missed. The only little flaw that I have with this song is that I think the middle section of it is a bit on the dragged out side, because it kind of becomes the same thing as the first part of the song. Even though there's a little bit of variation, it becomes a bit dragged out there. It wouldn't be an issue if I hadn't had such a wish or desire to have the ending section of the song actually expand further and kind of cut where the song ends now. You cut the vocal and then let the strings take over and actually do a little instrumental elevation for the final 10 or 15 seconds. That's really what I would have really wanted to hear from this one. I get that we have a time limit, but then maybe that's the compensation. You'd have to take out a little bit from the middle section and cut that down, and then it could have been maybe a smoother listening experience. For me personally, that ticks all of the boxes. Regardless, why am I talking about complaining about it? Because it's my winner. I feel passionately about it. I really do. And even though I think that some stuff would have been better if they did it in a different way, that doesn't take anything away from it. That I think it's the most beautifully well written song in the selection here. That's really what I think. It's the most well written song here, I'd say. The composition of it is beautiful. The instrumental arrangement backing it up is really really intense and just packed with a feeling that kind of at sometimes makes me feel uneasy, sometimes makes me feel comforted. It's moving constantly, which is really really intriguing as well. It's a very specific type of storytelling within this song, I'd say. And then the vocal performance is beautiful. I'd say just the whole vocal arrangement of the song is also really captivating to me, and I love the way the song opens. And this also just how the piano is utilized throughout here. The piano picks up so much intensity at certain parts of the song that you feel like it's just grabbing you, or it's grabbing me at least. That's what I'm feeling, and I'm just really hooked by it. And I would love to see this one win. Would love it. I would also love to see this one win and this one win and this one win. And you got a tough job on your hands, Norway. But regardless of what you do, I'll probably be pretty satisfied when we're in May and I can see Norway having a song that I really like. I'll try not to think about all of the songs that won't be there in May. I'll think about the one that is actually there and how much I like it. Do tell me what you think, like overall, of the Norwegian selection this year. Are you satisfied with it, or are you a bit disappointed with it? Maybe there are a bunch of songs that didn't qualify for the final that I've missed that you think I should listen to. I'm not going to make reviews for them because there are so many songs to get through. But maybe if there's something you think I should listen to that I can check out on my own time, then you should tell me if there's something from this selection then. Other than that, I think, well, the next video is going to be a similar video, but we're switching focus from Norway to Spain. So if you're interested in that, you should keep an eye on my channel before the national finals start going tonight. Lovely to have you around this time. It's been 27 minutes of just listening to me. Sorry about that. But still, regardless, I hope to see you again soon. Take care until whenever that is, and bye for now.